I never set out to make enemies. I just wanted peace and privacy on the land my family's owned for 3 generations. My 16-acre ranch sits just outside of town, surrounded by open fields, grazing horses, and the quiet hum of cicadas in the summer. That all changed 2 years ago when a fancy suburban development, Cedar Hills Estates, popped up next door. The homeowners association came with the usual promises: community harmony, beautiful landscaping, and strict standards. I'm not part of the HOA, nor do I ever intend to be. But that didn't stop their president, Karen Wexler, from treating me like a rogue outsider. About a year ago, Karen approached me while I was fixing a barbed wire fence along the border. She pulled up in her spotless white Audi and said, "Hi, I think you're on Cedar Hills property." I replied calmly, "No ma'am, this is my ranch. Property line's about 10 feet that way." She forced a smile. "Well, we'll have to verify that. We're planning a walking trail through here." I told her, "You'll want to reroute that trail." I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. Over the next few months, I saw HOA landscapers wandering around my side of the line, trimming trees and even planting shrubs near my pasture. I warned them off twice. Then one day I caught Karen herself walking her little yappy dog straight across my field like it was a park. I confronted her. "This is private land, ma'am." She scoffed. "I'm the HOA president. We maintain the common space. Maybe you don't understand how this works." That's when I got a survey done and posted bright yellow signs all along the border. "Private property. No trespassing. Trespassers will be prosecuted." A month ago, I installed a new automatic gate on my private gravel road that leads from the county highway up to my ranch house. It had always been open, but with all the unwanted visitors, I figured it was time to secure the place. The very next day, Karen showed up again, fuming. She parked on the public side of the gate, marched up in heels, and banged on the keypad box like it was a doorbell. I walked out with my coffee. "Can I help you?" She screamed, "You can't block a community access point. That's how I walk to the creek." I said, "That's how I drive to my barn. You've been trespassing. This road is on my deed." She lost it. She pulled out her phone and called the sheriff. Right there, shaking and yelling that I was unlawfully detaining her, and that I had locked her out of public land. Tears were streaming down her face. I stood there sipping my coffee, watching the show. When the deputies arrived, they already knew who I was. I showed them the land survey, the plat map, the gate permit, and the deed. Karen was sobbing and furious. The deputy turned to her and said, "Ma'am, this is clearly private property. You need to leave or you'll be cited." Karen screamed, "This isn't over," before storming off to her car. She spun her tires in the gravel and took off in a cloud of dust. Later that week, I received a letter from the HOA's attorney claiming I had disrupted historical access. My own lawyer sent back a beautifully worded response that basically said, "Access isn't historical when it's trespassing." Since then, they haven't bothered me again. Karen hasn't been seen near the property. The shrubs they planted on my side? Gone. The walking trail? Quiet as a graveyard. Sometimes I sit on my porch, watching the gate as it opens for me and no one else. It's not about being petty. It's about protecting what's mine. You can push a rancher, but when you cross the line, literally and legally, expect to be met with a locked gate and a stiff cup of truth.